Going bust? We'll talk about it. Luxury home of the week, Willow Glen Home of the week, and the 10 county market report. Let's get moving. Most of you know that I'm addicted to TikTok only because I spiral down into specific rabbit holes that can present certain topical information to help this channel out. And the whole reason why I do that is because I want to see what's going on, not in just my little myopic corner of the world in San Jose, California, Santa Clara County, California. This lady is, I believe she's in Arizona, and I follow a couple different people, but I wanted to share with you this video to talk about the mindset if you're going to become an investor. So let me see if I can cue this up real quick.
And I had been telling this to all of my recreational investors and buyers here in the local Arizona real estate market, that buying an Airbnb between 2021 and 2022 was a horrible idea. And most of it was predicated on speculative buying and investing, while a lot of people were out there using lower rates to leverage into these speculative financial instruments like an Airbnb and a short-term rental. What they didn't realize is they never penciled out the investment to see if it actually would make any type of cash flow if it had to be turned or converted into a 12-month long-term rental. And just like many investors, to include this poor gal who thought that these higher margins would materialize over the years, they never did, nor will they ever, because everyone's brother, sister was jumping into the business, because everyone who knew anybody that was investing in real estate said, you got an Airbnb. And now I'll ask you the question, where do you think all these Airbnbs are going to go? If you can't rent them on a long-term basis, and going to the market right now is a really soft market, so most will take a loss, because when they bought them, the interest rates were lower when the prices were much higher. So everybody's lost a tremendous amount of equity. Where do all these houses go? Be an interesting future to see what happens in the real estate market. Let me know in the comments what you think.
All right, so this guy is a realtor in Arizona. I look at buying commercial property, apartments, businesses, about 1 or 2 hours every day. That's my goal. Sometimes it's a half hour, sometimes it's not at all, but I do a lot of digging in to see what's going on, not just here in California, but across the United States, especially in the southern states. And the reason why is because I believe that there is going to be an opportunity. I keep taking temperatures of what's going on in the market. I talk to you about commercial, I talk to you about apartments, I talk to you about businesses, and I also talk about it in my other channel, Financial Intelligence, which is down in the links below. The idea here is understand what's going on in the market, get a really good idea, and what your strategy has to be completely well-rounded and start to finish. You have to have a buy strategy, you have to have a management strategy, and you have to have an exit strategy. If you just go in and listen to these gurus, they don't know what they're talking about. It's just like back in 2006, 2007, everyone was a guru. And I'm not offering this course. I don't teach people this because I don't want to get into that. I don't want to be a guru. I'm not a guru on how to invest in property. This is for my own edification, for my own legacy, for my kids' legacy. And people just mamby-pamby bought properties, overbought it, which is the horrible strategy in the beginning. They had no management strategy, and they hoped that it would pencil in and eventually they could get equity or have it pay for itself. And now they're at a point where in this market where it's soft, they say, they are having to lose equity on the sell. So the whole Airbnb strategy, I think it works great for a lot of people. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get burned. And that's one strategy. This other lady that was in the beginning, and that's the Stitch, I guess it's called, she is also a realtor, and she bought a house and she had to sell it because it just didn't work out for her. It didn't pencil out. And if you remember, I talked to you about the house of cards. If the house of cards happens to be tipped out by the card of homes, the housing market, not automotive like I think it's going to be, it would be because things like Airbnb, horrible investment strategies, and uneducated decisions. I'm not saying people are stupid or whatever. It's just that they're uneducated decisions that make your decision to buy an investment have to pay for itself. And right now, the way the values are, the way the rates are, the way Airbnb is charging and the oversupply and the low demand of the oversupply of hosts in a specific city, i.e. Phoenix, Arizona, versus the demand, it's continuing to lower the per night stay. Just be careful when you do that, right? I always have this long counseling, feel like I'm an old curmudgeon dad talking to people when they say, I want to buy an Airbnb. I want to make sure that you understand every aspect of the buy, the management, and the exit, because it's very important. Enough said. That's 6 minutes of me ranting. Okay, let's talk about the luxury home of the week. This is by Compass and Mary Brent Gullickson. Barry Body. I don't know if you watch on HBO, but Body. There we go. $28.5 million. This is gorgeous. It looks like a Tuscan design. Beautiful home. Look at this. I would love to live in a place like this. Pictures are horrible. Just because it's stretched out. The formatting in this, it needs to be reformatted here. But I could see myself being a mob boss, Vito Corleone. There you go. You got everything you ever need. You never need to leave this place. You can have people come to you. Gorgeous house. Everything about it is gorgeous. This is 6 beds, 8 baths, 11,257 square feet, $28.5 million. If you know anybody that wants to write a check, let me know. Willow Glen, a little bit more down to earth. This is a great buy, except for one thing, and we'll go to it right now. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Typically, houses like this in this condition are over $2 million, but there's one thing that's functionally obsolete about this property, and it's right here. You can get a hint from this right here, and we'll see it when we do an overview of this property. But it's a beautiful house. It's older. It's a ranch style. It's been updated, completely updated. Really large rooms. I love this house. This is a great house, right? Next to Willow Glen. Yeah. Let's get the overhead here. Come on. Doesn't show it. Okay, let's do a real quick overhead here. It is right on the corner of a busy street. So if we open this up, you can take a look. It doesn't have a backyard. It has a side yard. You can't really see here, but it's on the corner. This is your backyard. This is your neighbor. Your backyard really is backing up against the driveway of your neighbor. So it's like a zero lot line, like my house. This is going to be a little bit more difficult for people to buy into. So let's say the plat map's right here. I don't think it is. It's just something to be aware of. Make sure you know what you're talking about. I think that's functionally obsolete. I could be wrong. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because you have a nice courtyard, but you do have Pine Avenue traffic noise, and that would be enough for me to say no to that house. It's a beautiful house. Don't get me wrong. 10 County Bay Area report. We are so below where we need to be on volume. The prices are going up, continuing to go up. We've only sold 300 houses in Santa Clara County this year so far, year to date. 300 houses, right? The demand's there. We should be at 700 or 1,200 or 1,900 or 900, sorry. So that's what I'm saying. We have to have about 900 houses, 800 to 900 houses actively for sale at any given time in Santa Clara County. We only have 552 active houses in Santa Clara County. I'm sorry, that's for San Jose. San Jose should be about 700 or 800. We need about 2,000, 2,500 active homes for sale at any given time in Santa Clara County for it to be a balanced market. We're less than 10 days on average, right? 0.39, that's 40% of a month. So 20, 16, 17 days? No, 14, 12, 13, yeah. Anyway, 309. Now I understand this is the beginning of the year. It's all slowed down and it's because it's cold and cold months, etc. I get that. I totally understand that. But we've been spiraling into a low inventory problem for a very long time. New houses are popping on the market all the time. I'd like to see something where the mad rush comes in and we get overabundance of supply in March, April, May. I don't think that's going to happen because of Airbnb, because of investors, industrial investors, not the Yeah, not the mom and pop. It's the ones that are buying thousands of homes every month. They're buying thousands of homes and taking that away from home buyers, potential home buyers. So keep that in mind when you're looking at houses are going to continue to go up in cost and value because there's short supply and rates are looking to come down, right? Tomorrow we'll be talking about that. Yeah, it's bad everywhere, guys. Unless you're in like Arizona or Cape Coral or somewhere else where you have a huge amount of inventory, like where's Cape Coral? Right here, 7,000 units for sale last week. There's a mass exodus out of Cape Coral. That's because the there's a belief that Cape Coral or Florida will be underwater in the next 100 years. And the last couple of years, when storms come over, you see the hurricanes come over and Cape Coral floods out, right? But we're also seeing that in San Diego. So I don't know. I think it's cyclical. All right. Today we talked about, is Airbnb going to be a bust? Do you have an Airbnb? If you have an Airbnb, it's probably better to talk to somebody about options, because if you don't have your options now, you have your head in the dirt and you're going to believe that everything's okay, which it's not going to be. At least know your options, right? And if you wait a couple months, it might be too late. And then we also talked about the luxury home of the year of the week. That's a gorgeous house, that Tuscan house, and then the Willow Glen house on Dale. And